ladies and gentlemen, if I could have your attention, please. Gareth would like to say a few words. Thank you.
Oh my God. Wow. Okie dokies then, folks. So, just to warm you all up, can I get a shout from the bear table? Nice. Unicorns. Penguins. Flamingos. Elephants. Where are the monkeys at? Nice. Who else you got there? I can't remember. Giraffes! Yeah. Yes! Also, right, one more table. This is really testing me now. Ben. Dolphin! Yeah! Thank you guys all. It's been absolutely amazing today, and thank you all so much for coming. It's just been unbelievable. And everything just looks absolutely amazing. And big shout out to Ben for doing all the invites and stationery and stuff. So that's great. It took me a while to convince Paul about the animal thing, by the way, but I think it went down alright, yeah? Everybody with it too, so awesome, cool. Yeah, no pigs. Cool, so to begin, Paul and I would like to share our gratitude with all of you for being here, especially those of you who have travelled really far. So Chris and Adriana have come all the way from Canada, which is pretty cool. And the effort that you guys have put in to get here today is really warm to mine and Paul's heart, so awesome. Excellent. And also to Betsy, my best woman, total legend, and Patrick and gorgeous baby Seb coming from New York. Oh my God, New York. And Betsy was like a double legend because she flew over here 2 weeks ago for my stag. She literally flew over just and stag. It was amazing. I'm sure you've all heard the stories about penises and everything. So I'll leave it there. Awesome. And of course, a big amount of appreciation to the family travelling from Wales. And well, she's over here. Awesome. And obviously Wales is really dear to my heart for obvious reasons, but it's also dear to my heart because that's where I met Paul 16 years ago. What? Crazy. So Paul and I actually met on an online dating website, and that was back in the day before online dating was the norm. So I know it's arrogant to think that we were trendsetters, but hashtag trendsetters. Smashed it. And then so after a few weeks of chatting online, sending lots of emojis and pictures back and forth, we agreed to finally meet. But I was really nervous about meeting someone off the internet, so I asked my twin brother to come and sit in the car while I came and met Paul. Yeah. And obviously Daniel's job was to make sure that I didn't meet anyone who wasn't who they said they were, and they weren't like a weirdo or anything. Dan, you had one job. So our first meet, Paul thought he'd suggest somewhere really special for us to meet up, which is Little Chef on the M4. Really classy, loving it. So I was sitting there, probably about an hour, and Paul still hadn't shown up yet. So I was wondering, what's he up to? I wonder if he's like saving some poor old woman, or donating blood, or saving the world, or whatever. But no, he was doing his hair. So that's great. So as I was sitting there thinking about all the potential wonderful things Paul was doing, I got a real soft touch on my shoulder, and someone said, "I don't know who we're waiting for, love, but I don't think they're coming." It was the waitress from Little Chef. I was mortified. So just before I got up to leave, I looked into the window and Paul was standing there, and it was genuinely love at first sight. Absolutely amazing. And since we first met, obviously we've had an absolutely amazing adventure together. And we always said we'll take it one day at a time, and it's 5,715 days later. We're getting married! And obviously we're really lucky that we're getting married in a country that we can get married in, and it's great that all of you, yes, amen, sister? Rainbow! and yeah, we're really lucky that we could do that, and obviously all of you guys recognise our relationship just for what it is, two people who love each other. So that's cool. Though Paul did have a little bit of trouble in the beginning with being in a gay relationship. Like when me and my brother used to live in a flat in Wimbledon, and Paul came visiting, and the handle on the bedroom door broke off. So we had to get the neighbour to smash the door in to get us out. So as the neighbour's bashing the door down, I turn around and I can't see Paul, he's just vanished. So before I got time to see where he's gone, neighbour bursts through the door, and he's got a real weird look at his face, he's looking in the corner of the room. So I turn around, and all I can see is curtain, Paul's legs. And the room was literally like this size. It was like there was no hiding. It was amazing. And some of you know as well that the first half of mine and Paul's relationship, I was known as Gemma. But it didn't last too long. It was all until one day where I came to Chris and Paul's flat, and I was coming up the stairs, it was one Christmas, and Paul grabbed me, chucked me into the living room, and then he skedaddled. And his mum was standing there. Literally 2 minutes before I met her, Paul said, "Yeah, you know Gemma? It's Gareth. Bye!" And what could have been a really, really awkward, scary moment was amazing. And Paul's mum's just been absolutely incredible, same as all of Paul's family. Woo! And Paul's been absolutely amazing, just watching him grow and feel more comfortable in his skin. And I'm so, so proud of you. Love you, Gareth. Awesome. So, as with any relationship, you have ups and downs, and I'll talk you through some of our downs. So I upset Paul so much one day, he picked me 3 foot up off the floor and shook the shit out of me, because he was just so frustrated, and I'm sure that all of you guys have wanted to do that to me at some point, so that's absolutely fine. So sorry, not sorry. No, it's fine. And then another time, Paul was opening the fridge, some of you guys might know this one, and the fridge door came off in his hand, and as he was like trying to hold it up or whatever, he said, "Gareth, help me!" And what I did was get my camera and just take a picture. And it is the best picture. I've never seen anyone so angry in my life. It was amazing. And I really embarrassed Paul, other than today. I really, really embarrassed him when me and Paul, Yasin, Ella and Dennis went out for a steak dinner, just middle of the week, and we went through about 6 bottles of Prosecco, I think, between us. And we were on the train on the way home, and I normally pride myself, I can control myself when I'm being sick, but that night, forget it. So I was on the train, and I had my hands against the door, and I was just like, oh my god, please get to the station before I'm sick. But I didn't make it, so I just vomited everywhere. And when I called to Paul for help, I turned and all I could see was him walking up the carriage, and he just left me covered in sick. So I had to grab my newspaper and gingerly put a newspaper down and just apologise to everyone in the carriage. But it's not all bad. It's not all bad. Like in any other relationship, we get to learn little stories and funny things about each other. We tell each other things that have happened throughout the day that other people don't get to hear. So I'm going to share some of those with you. So, so Paul's got this really funny habit when he's in the gym and he's working out on his weights machines. And as he gets up, he doubles the weight. So the person who comes on after him is really impressed. On the time that he went down to the coffee shop and started like typing away on his laptop, thinking, yeah, I look pretty cool, I'm sitting in a coffee shop on my laptop, and the battery died. But because he thought he looked so cool, he carried on typing away and clicking, even though his laptop was completely dead. And I'm sure that everyone was paying a lot of attention to him. And one day, so some of you know that Paul's an estate agent, and one day he was in work and he was taking some tenants around a property, and they were loving it, taking it around, yeah, it's really good, yeah. And then after they were left, Paul rang them up to see if they were interested in taking the property, and they said, well, no, not really. And Paul was a bit sort of surprised because they seemed like they were really enjoying it. And he sort of pushed a bit further and said, oh, well, you know, why are you not interested? And they said, oh, there's a funny smell in the back bedroom. And Paul sort of didn't really say too much about it. But then when he got home, he said to me, yeah, I farted. So his fart basically cost the landlord £1,000 a month. Yeah. And it's these very expensive fast. It's these silly stories and these moments and these habits that just really, really make our relationship so, so special. And it's whether we're sitting on the sofa watching Family Guy, or climbing hills in the Peak District, or singing along at a piano bar in Mykonos, or being hit on by a ladyboy in Bangkok who stunk of fish. I don't understand that. Figure it out later. Or getting soaked at Niagara Falls, or feeling jelly-legged looking over the edge of Grand Canyon, or gambling our savings in Vegas, or just getting a Saturday night takeaway. Every moment makes life absolutely amazing. And you mean everything to me, babe. What a life we've got and all these amazing people. Sorry. What amazing people we've got all around us today. I love you. And so before I wrap up, I just wanted to take this opportunity to share a thought that I had a couple of nights ago when I was writing this speech that I want to share with you guys. And I think there's two words that are that have lost their value a little bit, and that's thank and you. And I think through politeness they're often overused, and they don't carry as much weight as they should. And sorry.
Look it up. Look it up.
And when I say these words tonight, I really want you guys to hear it like it's the first time that you've heard it, because thank you is such a special gift and it should be treated as such. So, Auntie Lynn, thank you for being so supportive and helping the family keep their shit together. Thank you. And to Pip, you've got the patience of a saint, and you go the extra mile for everyone that you love. So thank you.
You're welcome.
And Paul's family, now my family, whoop, whoop, you've totally opened me? Maybe later. You've welcomed me with open arms, and your generosity really knows no bounds. So thank you. To Claire, my groomsmaid, and my new sister, you've been absolutely amazing with the wedding, and you were a totally inspirational mother. And thank you for sharing your amazing children with us. Thank you. And Betsy, my best woman and an absolute force of nature, and I shine just by knowing you. Thank you. Love you. Thank you. To my two brothers, thank you for putting up with all my groomzilla moments today and keeping me calm and sorting stuff out. And we've all been through some tough times together, and we've been through some amazing times together, and I love you for all of them. So thank you. And to my dad, for teaching me to be open-minded and consider everybody's perspectives. Thank you. Right. I'm gonna lose my shape, but I'm gonna try. To my mum, a truly incredible person who's always put me and my brothers ahead of everybody else, even if it means that she's lost herself. I lost my arm, sorry. And growing up, we didn't have much money, but we always had such a fun, amazing time. And she took us everywhere. We always went out and about on journeys. And the only thing she ever asked for was some Michael Bolton playing on the radio. That was all she asked for. That was it. And we know all the lyrics. Yeah. We can work it out. Yes, got it. Oh God, where am I? So Mum, we might not have had the fanciest car or the biggest Christmas tree, but we knew that we were cherished.
Came over crying one day from Nicholas, didn't you?
Yeah.
Michael, I got a Christmas tree.
We may not have had the biggest Christmas tree, but we knew that we were cherished. And thank you for supporting me, thank you for teaching me, and thank you for enabling me to live the life of my dreams. And thank you to all of my family and friends and everyone who is here today. Thank you for accepting me and allowing me to be my authentic self, accepting me for my flaws and loving me for my strengths. So as a token of my appreciation, under all of your chairs is something special. Have a look, have a look. PlayStation for you! PlayStation for you! PlayStation, oh no, sorry. There wasn't budget, sorry. The pyrotechnics was really fucking expensive. Sorry. But what I hope you will take away with you today is a thank you for all of you teaching me how to be the best me, and especially Paul. You taught me to love who I am, to have confidence, and to simply be myself. I love you all, and I'm going to shut up. Love my bro! Oh, the hell am I not for that? I knew I should have gone first. So thank you everyone for coming to this absolutely amazing day for Gareth and Paul celebrating their wedding. I think we can all agree it's been absolutely fantastic. But it's been incredible. But what I'm really looking forward to later is seeing Paul struggling, trying to get a very sweaty and drunk Gareth off the dance floor later. Good luck with that, Paul. For you people who don't know me, I've had some funny looks earlier. I'm pretty sure everyone thought I was Gareth, and why am I sitting on the front row? But I'm Dan, Gareth's twin, and one of his best men. I'm not really good at giving speeches. I tend to mispronunciate a lot of my words.
Classic.
But I try my best. Being a twin has a lot of benefits. I've always got someone I can confide in, to share my worries with, and I've got a guaranteed best friend for life. I couldn't ask for a better twin than Gareth.
Twin number 1!
But to be honest, he does make me look pretty good. Growing up, it wasn't just me and Gareth, it was also Andrew, older brother. It was also Gareth's best man today, and he's been absolutely fantastic. So please give him a round of applause. He's been amazing. The three of us had an amazing childhood, as Gareth was saying. Yes, we argued. It's got some big arguments, but that happens all the time. But we've always pulled together in an emergency. Like the time when we were young, and my mum would go out and get the latest computer game and stash under the tree. As soon as my mum would leave, military operation would begin. I'd be the lookout, Andrew would get one of his many knives, slice open the present, take the game out, we'd go upstairs and we'd spend hours playing it, half enjoying ourselves, half shitting ourselves, and mum's gonna come and catch us. So what we're asses. Yeah, exactly. Sorry mum, but it really taught us the importance of teamwork.
Yeah, to be fair.
Right, alright, I've got a quick story. I'm going off theme here. Me and Gav used to share a room. Whenever we'd be naughty, Mum would come up. She'd hit me first. By the time she hit me, Gav's all wrapped up in his blanket. So he doesn't get none of the damage. I had to So unfair. You're not supposed to have favourites, Mum. Everyone who knows Gareth knows he's the kind of person a butter wouldn't melt in his mouth. But he hasn't always been so innocent. Little 10-year-old Gareth was standing in a corner shop in front of the sweets. Temptation took him. So he ended up going down the dark path. But he got caught. Oh no. So the shopkeeper came over, he said, right, show me, what have you taken? So Gareth's little shaking hand come out and he opened it and he had 4 little penny chews stuck to his fingers. And at that moment, he decided to never steal again. So thank you, shopkeeper, wherever you are, for putting Gareth back on the straight and narrow. After this, Gareth really knuckled down in school and knuckled down in college and become a real model teenager.
I know where this is going.
But I've got a confession to make. Gareth wasn't the only thief of the Millsboroughs.
Gareth would always stay at home, working really hard, staying in, doing all his college work on time. But he could never work out how I managed to do the same when I was out all the time. So when I come in from a night out, I come in, turn the PC on, find Gareth's folder on the desktop, take a copy of his work, change it around, add pictures, make it much better, and then hand that in as my own work. As you can imagine, Gareth was furious. But I swear to him, I would never do it again. And like the shopkeeper, he put me back on the straight and narrow. Some years later, I managed to get my degree. And then a few years later after that, I managed to get my dream job, which I'm working in now. And genuinely, it's all thanks to Gareth. There's no way I would have done it without him. So please give him a round of applause.
Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro.
It was at the end of university that Gareth met the love of his life. But that didn't work out, so now he's married.
Wow. True.
The way that Gareth talked about Paul after meeting him, I knew that this day would come. I just didn't know I'd have to wait 16 years.
5,715 days.
Exactly. But I guess Paul planned his wedding like he plays his football. Lazily, and he takes forever to deliver. But in fairness, Paul has got to put up with a lot. Gareth can embarrass him in a blink of an eye. For example, I got many examples, but I don't want to go on too long. So first example, Gareth and Paul were out at a really expensive meal in the middle of London. The waiter come over to ask how the starters were going. As a normal human being, Paul said, "It's lovely, thank you very much." When the waiter turned to Gareth, Gareth said, "Oh, it's lovely, yum, 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 yum." As you can imagine, Paul was dying. For those of you that might not know, Gareth actually suffers from an incurable disease. It's called foot in mouth. It constantly gets him in sticky and embarrassing situations, and anyone around him you get sucked in as well, so you get away with him. But it's terrible affliction. Like the time when me and Gareth were at the friend's wedding, don't worry, it's none of you this year. It was just before the ceremony started, there was music playing, people were talking, and Gareth was looking around with a frown on his face. So I said to him, "What's the matter?" And he said quite loudly to me, "I wouldn't have a wedding like this." Literally, as the music and the talking stopped, the whole venue turned to stare at Gareth. Like, oh. But everything that Gareth does always comes from good intent, and he's the kindest person that anyone has in their lives, I'm sure you'll all agree. Like the time when basically Gareth spent a whole afternoon with a homeless person, just talking to him, spending over £150 of his own money, getting him a shirt and clothes and a sleeping bag, and just making him that person feel like someone actually cared about them in the world. So it really speaks volumes for genuinely lovely Gareth. People who know Gareth also know him as an unstoppable ball of energy. This was personified in a costume party where Gareth dressed as Tigger from Winnie the Pooh. He was dancing, minding his own business, and over across the way he saw two guys standing by the fence calling him over. So Gareth, ever the helpful friend, in true Tigger style, bounced over to see how he could help. So after some polite conversation, the men said, "Are you a boy or a girl?" At this point, Gareth's a bit confused, obviously. He said, "Well, I'm a boy." And I don't think they believed him, because one of them reached through the fence to check. So after Gareth had was satisfied that he convinced them as best he could, he bid them good evening and joined the party. He then told Paul what had happened. So Paul was a bit confused, and he said, "Where did you say they were from?" So Gareth told him what he thought was the name of a nightclub. Paul started laughing. So it turns out that it wasn't the name of a nightclub at all. It was the name of a prison. They'd just been released. So Gareth clearly didn't adhere to the stranger danger rule. With Gareth in your life, it's never a dull moment. And Gareth and Paul have got many, many fun adventures coming their way. But today, the most exciting adventure has started. I'm so pleased that they both found each other. They're a couple so in love, but perfectly different, that it really, really works. That their love will last an eternity. Paul, welcome to the family. Congratulations to you both. Can you all please raise your glasses? Gareth, put your hand on the table.
Oh,
Paul, put your hand on top of his table.
table?
Oh, sorry, on his hand. This is to many, many happy years of marriage, and the last time Paul will ever have the upper hand.
He's gone on.
You like, can you all hear me in the back? No.
Yeah, good, mate.
Use the microphone.
Mate.
Can't hear you. Speak up, please.
I don't want
Thank you. Right, many thanks to you for that, for Daniel's speech there. I knew that was going to be hard to follow, and to be fair, I didn't follow any of it. But ladies and gentlemen, I would first like to thank you all for coming to our special day. It really, really wouldn't be the same without you all. It would be a hell of a lot cheaper. But as Gareth mentioned, everyone has made an incredible effort, and we are truly grateful for all the effort. I won't keep you long, as I know you're all itching to get to the bar, but I do have some thank yous I'd like to mention. Firstly, thank you to our groomsmaids, my sister, and Betsy. Thank you for keeping Gareth calm, which I know is not an easy task. And Kane and Sienna for looking cute as ever. And when we decided we wanted an officiator, we needed someone who was going to be tall, handsome and well-spoken. Unfortunately, I couldn't do it, so Neil stepped up. But thank you so much for that, Neil. It was an amazing ceremony. I'm sure everyone will agree. And massive thank you for Joe, who's doing the filming for us today. Joe! And to DJ Chris Graves. Thank you for the music, mate.
Your garage.
And thanks to Jay for doing the reading today. On to Gareth's family. I just want to say you've all been so welcoming and supportive from the moment I met you all. The first time I met Gareth's dad, Alden, I was going in for the conventional handshake when he grabbed me like one of his own, gave me a massive bear hug, kiss on the cheek, which to my surprise. I'd also like to mention Gareth's stepdad, Pip. Again, always made me feel so at home. Pip never fails to text me when West Ham are losing, especially against his beloved Liverpool. And to Dan and Andrew, Gareth's best men, I don't think you'll ever know how much you mean to Gareth. And I'm proud now to call you all brothers.
Yeah.
I shared a lot of time with Daniel in the flat in Wimbledon, watching it, laughing at Gareth's mood swings. And I must say, Andrew, it's nice to see you in a suit today, mate, rather than the onesie and the flip-flops that you were in. And to Julie, Gareth's mum, you have done an amazing job raising Gareth into the man he is today. It's a shame he didn't rub off on the other two, but still a little bit of time. On to my mum and dad, Marilyn and Alan. I think everyone here would just like to thank you for bringing up an amazing, well-rounded and attractive person. I'm, of course, talking about my sister Claire. But you guys have been incredible and generous throughout, and we can't thank you enough for this support. When I told my parents I was getting married, my dad first said, there better be good beer behind the bar. And to be fair, my dad, still at the age of nearly 70, sorry mate, still makes the round trip 2 hours sometimes in the pouring rain to watch me play football every other Sunday. Even though the standard is immensely high, it's still a great effort, so many thanks. And to my mum, Marilyn, you've always embraced Gareth as another son. This partly may be due to my lack of replying to text messages, and you have to text him to get through to me. But thank you so much for everything.
Woo!
And my sister Claire, I'm very, very lucky to have an older sister to look out for me as she always has. And both her and Jay have produced the amazing children in Kane and Sienna, which I'm sure you'll be seeing a lot of later. Or Andy will anyway, with babysitting duties, mate. Before I get to the main attraction, I of course have to thank my best man. I'm truly blessed with an incredible group of friends, and choosing my best man was always going to be a tough decision. However, due to Steve's impeccable organisation skills, his handy work discount on travel, and the fact he was never going to look better than me today, he got the job. But Steve and Joanne, you've been amazing throughout. You've helped us every step of the way. And Steve, the stag do was a weekend that I will never forget. A round of applause, please. Sorry for Steve. Now on to the main attraction. So after 16 years together, meeting in the most romantic little chef on the M4, we are finally married. Gareth has been planning this day since I even got on one knee. When I did eventually propose, he hesitated. I was a little worried he was unsure, but it turns out he was already planning the wedding colours. So after numerous spreadsheets, Google Docs, you have planned an outstanding day and you should be very, very proud. I too have had a big say in today's proceedings. Gareth listened to hundreds of my suggestions before dismissing them completely. But when I look back over the years, it's quite amazing we've come this far. As Dan said, Gareth's logic doesn't make sense sometimes. The first time he decided to cook for me, a lovely lemon chicken dish, on trying my first mouthful, he said, the recipe said half a lemon, but I bought 6, so I used 6. It took me about a week to get over the citrus flavour.
I thought it was nice.
I could go on and tell numerous stories, like the weekend I was away, he decided to go on a night out, lost his keys and woke my parents up at 3 a.m. to let him in. Or how he was late for visiting a certain wedding after going to 3 wrong churches before running alongside the bridal car to find the right one.
Sorry! 3 churches, literally 3 churches.
I could tell all these stories, but I just want to say that I really am the luckiest man in the world to be marrying my soulmate, my best friend, and the most beautiful person. I'm now proud to say we are married, and that we get to spend the rest of our lives to each other. You're always so supportive and caring, and I wouldn't change anything about you. I love how we laugh, and I love how much we care for each other. Through all the good and the bad, I promise with all my heart, I'll always be there for you. And I promise to Gareth's family that I'll always protect and love your son and your brother forever. Please, can everyone be upstanding and join me in a toast? Woo! To Gareth. Now, without further ado, my best man, Steve.
Are you sure? Yep, sure. Wow, 3 great speeches, and now you got me. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and of course Paul and Gar, the new happily married couple. My name is Steve, and if you haven't worked it out, yes, I'm Paul's best man. And today, it's my job to tell you the truth about Paul. A fitness fanatic, a real gent, an entrepreneur, and one hell of a footballer. Paul is none of these. However, he has many other outstanding qualities, especially his choice in husband, which has brought us all here today to celebrate this very special day. During the service today, it got me thinking about those important moments in people's lives, those key moments you never forget, when your life changes and you meet that one, that unique someone that will change your life forever. And that moment came for Paul 25 years ago when he met me. I've known Paul since he was a very spotty adolescent teenager, through his I'm obsessed with Chris Moyle phase. And then on to his time as a big tough bailiff. And then on to him being a successful estate agent. Before Paul and Gail moved in together, me and Paul probably spent a very unhealthy amount of time on the phone to each other each morning before work, talking about absolute rubbish, which included Lee Hurst, Peter Kay, Only Fools and Horses quotes, how to build a night up, which we spoke about many a times, and of course, Chaz and Dave being the best band ever in the world.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can get a few on later on when Gareth calls.
Chris, no.
I think I spoke to Paul more than anyone else some days, including my now wife Jo. And then Gar moved into a flat in Romford, and everything changed. He didn't call anymore. He didn't text. He never visited. I've been replaced. Impossible to believe, I know, but in reality, I hadn't lost Paul. I actually gained this little awesome Welsh dude who's become a great friend. Paul and Gareth's relationship could be described as many things, but a whirlwind romance it is not. Since getting together with Gareth, it's taken Paul 15 years, 7 months and 18 days for Paul to make Gar his husband. What took you so long, man? It's not as though Gar bugged you year after year after year about his desire to get married. When Paul was planning on proposing to Gareth, he was a little nervous, he was a little anxious, and he said to me, I'm going to do it. I'm going to propose. I'm going to propose to the love of my life. So when I turned him down, he decided to drive down to Wales on Christmas Eve and surprise Gar with help of Dan. And happily, as we all know, Gar said yes. Now, Gar, I'm not sure if you know this, but Paul was in two minds whether to propose you that Christmas, as he didn't want to miss out on his mum's Christmas dinner next year. It's good to know that love won out that day over Paul's mum.
So small.
Paul, it hasn't been the easiest journey for you to get here today, and 14 years ago, on a drunken Saturday night out in the middle of Romford Market, you nervously told me that in fact, your lovely girlfriend Gemma was actually the young, dashing Gareth Mills from Wales, who you were head over heels in love with. I'm not sure what my first words were after Paul told me, but I think it was something along the lines of, so it's a little bit like Gavin and Stacey with another bloke. Nothing changed that night, Paul, and I think I speak for all the lads when I say we respected you even more for telling us the truth. Don't get me wrong, you were still in fact that chubby, Turkish-looking, big-nosed Gareth Southgate looking like but you had found someone to share your life with, someone that made you happy, and I think everyone here today would agree with me what an amazing couple you guys made. Paul and I were very lucky to grow up with a great group of lads, most of whom are sitting on that table over there. Oh, and Tom, sorry, Tommy. Sorry, man. We met at Gaines Senior School many years ago. We all got involved in all the sports teams at school, football, basketball, and even cricket. In fact, we all played a lot of games together. However, I do remember one of Paul's favourite games was hide and seek. But it got pretty boring for me, as every time it was Paul's turn to hide, he was always in the closet. Paul, how did we not work it out sooner? All the signs were there. You couldn't kick a ball straight to save your life. Your overuse of wet look hair gel and a dodgy curtains haircut. Your love of musical theatre, especially the Blood Brothers and Phantom of the Opera soundtrack, which you used to sing to us all on a regular basis. And of course, the big giveaway, working in a gay bar in Sydney because you were desperate for the cash. Now, I played football with Paul at school, at Old Berks, and now he plays for the London Romans, where somehow he's ended up being captain and manager. But as we all know, Paul's crowning achievement in his football career is when he was in primary school and he captained Nick Savage. Something he's never let his school friends forget about. However, since his early football days, Paul has never been able to tackle properly. He was too scared of getting hurt, getting his shorts dirty, or God forbid, a strand of hair coming out of place. Now playing for the Romans, something has clicked, and he's sliding around with his tackle left, right, and centre. He just needs to sort out his first touch, his heading, his passing, and being able to run, and he'll be the perfect footballer. Now, Paul probably likes to think himself as a bit of a charmer, a bit of a salesman, which is maybe why he thinks he's well suited to be an estate agent.
Letting agent.
Thank you, John. He got plenty of practice in his younger days as an entrepreneur, which in reality was probably more Del Boyle than Richard Branson. And one example involved selling dodgy fake England shirts during the '98 World Cup to everyone who stood. He did shift them all though, because we all know Paul has a gift of the gab. Anyone that knows Paul knows he loves to stretch the truth. He tells people he meets in his 20s when he's actually nearer to 40. And whenever he's late for a meet up at the pub, he's always 2 minutes away, when actually he's at home doing his hair. And as we all know, he never tells the truth about going to the gym. He tells people he goes 2 or 3 times a week, which is not true. And when he gets to the gym, he doesn't actually work out. He spends 10 minutes in front of the mirror posing. Then he spends the rest having a steam in the sauna.
Yeah.
But, oh, I've lost myself. It's all right. Hold on. Give it a second.
That's what he said.
Yeah. However, we all love him, and we wouldn't change him for the world. There we go. I'm back. A big thank you to all the guys that made it to the Stag Weekend in Madrid. I would like to tell you about the events of the weekend, but Law of the Stag does not allow me to do so. However, buy me a drink later, and I'll be happy to show you a video of Paul throwing his toys out the pram and getting a hump when he didn't want to wear his Hawaiian fancy dress outfit to the pub. I'm not sure if it's the blonde wig, the hula skirt, or the skimpy bikini he was objecting to, but let me tell you, he turned quite a few heads in the streets of Madrid that night. I know there's been a lot of thank yous today, but I think the biggest thank you has to go out to Paul and Gareth for including us all on this very special day. I know how much effort and preparation they've both put in. Sorry, Gar, I know how much effort and preparation you've put in for today. Paul, let's be honest, you turned up, you spent 3 hours putting your makeup on, doing your hair and posing in the mirror. Either way, it's been an amazing day so far, and I can't wait to see what the evening has in store.
Yeah.
Paul, it's been an honour and a privilege to be your best man today. You're one of my closest mates, and I know you'll always love me, and I thank you for that. And I do hope our romantic meals and prezos continue for many years. You have found a great man in Gareth to share your life with. He's loyal, loving, and dependable, not to mention handsome. Yeah. And Gar, you deserve an amazing husband, and I hope one day you find him. I have been given the final speech, so I do have the honour of giving the final toast of the day. Ladies and gents, can you please be upstanding? Paul, Gar, I speak for myself And actually, everyone here today, when I say to both of you, we're looking forward to sharing the next chapter of your life now you're happily married. The toast is simple. To Paul and Gareth, to love, to laughter, till our own happily ever after. Cheers.
So, I know you're all very thirsty. There's a tap in the bar. Don't go too crazy. See how long you can make it last. And there'll be some drinks. So crack on. I'll meet you on the dance floor. It's gonna be amazing. Thanks, guys.